G'day folks, Mark here. I've got a little bit of a mini review. It's on a scope from a Chinese factory. They've contacted me. I've seen a couple of their scopes over time. And to be truthful, they do very, very good value in the way of very, I don't want to use the word cheap, but very inexpensive is what they actually build scopes for. And in years gone by, that's a little bit where they're at. Not quite the quality for what we do in our precision stuff and the long range stuff, and not quite the quality in glass, but they've been improving all the time. This one, they contacted a while ago and said, we'd like to have a look at another scope, to see what you think of it, see if it's got to a level where it's usable. And I think it is. Now, it is DisCOVERYOPT. So they are a Chinese scope company. And of course, we know there's a lot of good scopes that are being made in China now. So this is direct from China. So this is an ED option. And I suppose I'll go to what that is. It is this looking scope here. So the way they're set up, I suppose they're using all the features of what you could ask for. This is a 5-25 first focal plane. It is the Gen 2 of this scope. It's quite a difference. I did see the Gen 1 of this scope. It has pretty much all the features of what you want of a top tier scope. It isn't top tier. It costs nothing like that sort of money. It's a lot cheaper. There'll be a link there so you can see what it costs in your neck of the woods. And as for what I've seen so far, it is certainly a real step up, and they are starting to get to the place where it is usable for the precision stuff. And I plan to give it a crack at using this scope here in some of my ELR shots this year, just to test and see. I suppose I'll go through the process of, they come with all sorts of bits and pieces. They got instruction, they got a cleaning cloth, they've got flip up caps for both front and rear, so nice on those sort of bits and pieces. They have a sunshade, they have a little dusting brush, they have a scope leveling system, so all those bits and pieces with a set of rings on this full scope. So very much a lot in the package that you get out of that side of things. And like I said, very, very, very cost effective on that side of things. As for what the actual scope looks like itself, there is another level of refinement that's come in from the scopes, and just the Gen 1 of these I saw, there is another level of refinement from it. It is very nicely bolted together. Giant big turrets, very, very positive clicks on everything. They have on top here written a tracking guarantee. I've only roughly tested it. I haven't gone through the whole ladder test and that side of things. I did a basic side of things over where I can see. And listen, yes, it looks very accurate. I'm not going to back up the guarantee at this moment. I don't know. But from what I saw, it looks very accurate. I tend to like to use it, and I like to verify it in a, maybe it's a less defined way, but if I can dial onto something at 2,000 meters or dial onto something at 3,000 yards, that sort of stuff, and I can dial on and I'm very close at that place out of what this did for me and make adjustments that suit what I want to see, that's how I like to see things operate. So that's the test I'll put it through. All the feel of it is right up there, just right to be truthful. Nice big throw lever on this, fairly firm, but it does need a throw lever. It'd be a bit firm for turning it without, but with the throw lever, it feels about right. It's right in the right place. Fast focus down the back here. Once again, nice sort of feel to it. As I mentioned, the turrets, all of it, nice and positive, good strong clicks, nice strong feel to it. They are giant, absolutely, with good big grip attached to it. They have a very simple, I've done that up a bit tight, but for zeroing, very simple. Take it off, move it around, that sort of stuff. So that comes on and off without any problems. Pretty simple. I haven't actually used the zero stop, but it is a nice simple one to use for what I've seen. Basically all the features, like I said, of what you want as a top tier scope. Let me get that thread to find back up there. There we go. Up tight. 120 minutes, at least 120 minutes of or MOA in the way of for internal adjustments on its elevation. Haven't checked properly, but decent on the windage side of things, internal adjustment with the windage. Round the other side here, we have got infinity down to 25 on the parallax. I haven't checked, and I don't use numbers to do that. I use the parallax and see what it is and see what it focuses like, all that sort of stuff, make sure that works properly, and that did. The other bit I'd say is that it is a illuminated reticle, or just the center crosshair. Quite a nice way to do it also, in the way of just the center crosshair is that, well, the center point of the reticle is the illuminated bit. 6 different settings on there, so all work very nicely on that side of things. Glass quality is probably the main place that previously it just wasn't up to speed. What I saw of this, it wasn't too bad. It's not top level by any means, but it is ED glass and it's pretty close to the mid sort of level of scope. So it is at this moment, I'd say punching above its weight. Punching well above the glass quality for the price you're paying for it, punching well above its weight. Beyond that point, I suppose this is just a mini review. This is just a look at it. It's a thought. It's a really, there is a lot of now various companies around the world that are using Japanese company, a Japanese consortium, however you want to put it, to build scopes. So it's very good stuff there. There's now companies using China and doing exactly the same thing. Well, this isn't a company using China. This is a Chinese company that are doing this. So listen, it is starting to look in the place where it really is I suppose aesthetically and by the look of it, functionality-wise, starting to get up to where it is something that is usable without any question in a proper level. So I plan to test it. We'll see how it goes during the season. I plan to use it on a couple of shoots and see what we can get out of it. The other features, I'll put all the features down below, but it is the 34mm tube like normal. It is, like I said, it's the 120 minutes of internal elevation. I was able to get, from what I saw, clear image right from 0 right up to, I think it was 130. I actually managed to get out of it, and it was clear on that sort of level. It is the 5 to 25, so that's a bracket which I think works really well for the for doing sort of all sort of stuff. I like the 25 powers or the 5 to 25 powers that started in the Night Force side of things. I like them. A lot of people have gone further. You tend to start to push the boundaries to get into the 30 and 35 and 40 in the way of power, in the way of really starts to show up issues, and largely you don't need to use it. So it might be something as a second scope, as a beginner scope, starting that sort of place, or just a super budget friendly option. It may be something worthwhile. Certainly we'll see how I go this year, but they certainly have stepped up, so well done to the company who's doing it, and I'll tell you more about it later on in the season. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Thank you very much for checking in, and we'll catch you next time.